We have a $143.11 donation from Mickey Mouse, who says absolutely nothing. So, well done.
That's some quality. Whoa.
Better make sure.
Not cheating now. Left hand. Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, guys, are you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, fellas.
So here we go with Magical Quest, the first entry in the Magical Quest series. I love this speedrun very, very much, and the reason for that is because there's just so many minute little movement tech that you'll be watching throughout. Right off the gun, right off the start, you can see kind of the way that they run down slopes like that. When you start running down slopes, you gain a lot of speed, which you can preserve by jumping after you get that speed. If you don't jump and you keep running along the ground normally, then that speed will go away. So like you can see here, they keep jumping so that they don't lose it. And you're going to be seeing that throughout. So as we get into the second screen of this game, we are going to be seeing what is a very new part of the run. It's a little bit of luck manipulation. There's a mini-boss coming up at the end of this stage, which can really save a lot of, or save you a lot of time. And so they're going to be like doing these minor little changes, such as throwing blocks, or just kind of even taking a different route through the level can manipulate luck. So they're going to be darbians coming up on him soon, and Josh is right behind. So what we want to see out of this mini-boss is going to be that he either kind of flies low so that they can jump on him, or that he summons his minions so that you can throw them at him. Throwing enemies or objects does do more damage than jumping on them. So it's either way for this boss, but let's see what kind of luck they get. I got bad luck.
They're just about neck and neck right now. Yeah, so again, they want to be throwing these enemies or jumping on them as much as possible. I think they'll probably be finishing at just about the same time. All right, so there's a small little lead for Josh here. I think Josh got slightly better luck than Darbian, so he'll be in the lead going into 1-3. 1-3 as it starts here, we'll continue to see the slope mechanics. I did also want to take a moment here to just mention that they are playing this game on hard mode. If you look up at their... Oh, Josh takes a death. If you look up at their health, they only have 2 hit points. Each of the other difficulties raises their health by 1. 3 on normal and 4 on easy mode. In addition to just the health, the harder difficulty has more boss health, so it takes more time for each boss. And there are small little level design changes, one of which actually, way later in the game at the very end, there's an extra enemy which actually allows them to do an additional skip, which is not available in the easy and medium difficulties. So Darbian's heading into 1-4 now, the World 1 boss. And what he's going to be doing, this boss has a
very small amount of luck whether Darbian's able to throw 2 boxes or 3 boxes before the boss makes himself immune. We'll see what he gets. It equates out to be about the same time, so he's able to get 3 in. It equates out to be about the same time, but if it's 2, then it's just a bit more difficult to work around. So I mentioned before that throwing boxes is more damage than jumping on enemies, but throwing those little boss segments is also even more damage than boxes. So he's going to be trying to fit in... Oh, that was a weird kind of hitbox juncture there that cost Darbian a death, unfortunately. So Josh is in the lead once again. See how it goes. There's 2 phases to this boss. Josh finishes him. There's 2 phases to this boss, the first of which is just where he's kind of this caterpillar form on the ground going back and forth. The second of which is where he's leaping around at you. And again, you do want to be throwing, ideally his own segments at him, but also just throwing boxes at him is a lot of damage as well. So the really awesome thing about this game is that you see that there are these kind of room for 3 costumes on the bottom. As they go through the game, they're going to be getting new costumes. The very first one, and I would say most important one, is right here at the beginning of World 2, the Magician costume. The Magician costume does do the most damage, as you can charge your shots. You can either shoot uncharged shots, partially charged shots, or fully charged shots, which do 4, 5, and 16 damage respectively. So here in 2-1, you're going to be seeing the Magician right away. There's a very difficult skip where they need to do a couple precise shots back-to-back on these beans coming up. Oh, Josh gets kind of the very slightly slower version, and he gets that as well. So he got the skip. We'll see if Darbian's able to do it as well. Darbian really goes all out with the skip and tries to combine... takes a death. Darbian goes all out and tries to combine the shot followed up immediately by a jump, but that did tie it up. If Darbian is able to get the faster version, he'll probably gain a bit of time here. We'll see. He gets that, and was he going to get part 2? Yep. He got it. He got that awesome skip, so well done, Darbian. And you can kind of see that it saved a solid maybe 2 seconds there over Josh. So they're heading into 2-2 now. 2-2 is a bit of a slower stage. It's a swimming stage. You don't see much swimming in this game, but this is probably the most common spot. The one thing that they're going to be trying to do is they're going to be trying to kind of butt their head up against the wall to kind of, you can watch as they kind of push forward a little bit as they budge up against the wall or the ceiling like that. The mashing in the swimming area isn't too important. It's easy to kind of ascend as quickly as possible, so that's not much of a concern. It's really just avoiding enemies and trying to butt up against the ceiling like that. Heading into 2-3, we are going to see a bit more luck manipulation. They're going to be hesitating if you want... Oh, no, I'm sorry. This mini-boss first. This is luck manipulation as well, actually. They're going to be trying, especially if you watch Darbian, going to be trying to kind of be as close to the boss as possible. It doesn't really matter how you fight this boss for the mini-boss itself, as it's pretty easy either way. But this is luck manipulation heading into even 2 stages ahead of this as they get towards the main boss of this world. And that's going to be happening here too. You can see Darbian, just for a split second there, hesitated to allow leaves to fall from the sky in such a way that even that manipulates the bosses. So there's just been so much kind of like these little intricacies of manipulating the bosses even 1 to 2 stages ahead of where they're at now. So Darbian also caught up a bit there, and we might see that the way he manipulated that boss will pay off here. Let's see. What we want this boss to do is he'll hesitate slightly in the middle, but we want him to just head straight left rather than turning around at all. And the reason for that is so that they can get themselves stuck below the leftmost block. Oh, there you go, Darbian got it. You can see just how much time that saves. He was able to get himself stuck behind that block, so because this boss has little to no invulnerability frames, he was just able to, jump, whereas unfortunately Josh had to take the time to either shoot him repeatedly or just jump without that ceiling right above him. So Darbian will be slightly ahead here going into 3-1. There is a mini-boss coming up after an auto-scroller. I did want to just explain that mini-boss a little bit, but before that, there is this auto-scroller, so now would be a great time for some donations, actually.
All We have a $50 donation from Random Reject. Awesome runs once again and more to come. Best of luck to the runners and save lives, but kill the animals. We have a $50 donation from Cool Griff 5. Longtime watcher, first time donator. Rock and roll those games until you break them. Save some lives with Prevent Cancer Foundation and save them animals. We have a $25 donation from Critter150, making this donation in honor of two of my aunts, one of whom I lost at the beginning of December to pancreatic cancer, and the other who is fighting breast cancer. Keep up the great work, guys. Thank you.
Okay, so Darby is heading into the mini-boss here. The main thing that they want to do is the mini-boss kind of summons these fire pillars. So what they want to try and do is stand as close to the edge of the fire pillar as possible so that as soon as he summons it, they're able to walk right off. So Darby got a pretty quick kill, and Josh is following it up as well. It's one of the easier mini-bosses, but there is a small amount of time savings to be had there. So now heading into 3-2, we've got the Fireman Suit. This suit only does 1 damage per hit, but it's very fast damage. But that being said, the Magician suit is still the ideal way to deal damage to enemies. But it is very useful in this world, the fire world, because you're able to douse enemies, douse even platforms, move blocks around with it, and so in that way they're able to use the Fireman suit very well. So 3-1, this world and World 1 are actually the two hardest worlds in the game. This world is very cycle-based, so you're able to kind of gain or lose small amounts of time. Let's see if Darbian is able to get this coming up here. He did it. That's a very small window there that where you're able to kind of walk off the fire as he did, without hitting the fire ceiling above you. And then in 3-3 here, there's a flame wall. And unfortunately, Josh does have to wait. There's a flame wall here in 3-3, where is on a global level timer. And you want to be able to do the earlier parts of this level as quickly as possible so you can make the cycle. Darbian takes a damage abuse there and is able to use the damage that he gets off by hitting the fish to kind of walk through the fire ceiling for a little bit. And Josh is able to make it too, so very cool. You walking through that water, as you can see, is kind of slow, so they do short hops through it. This boss is extremely difficult coming up in 3-4. The way it works is that he at first slowly rotates the oh, that's a costly death for Josh. Back to this boss, he does slowly rotate those platforms, as you can see. Once you do a certain amount of damage to him, he rotates them the other way. Oh, and a cause for death for Darbian as well. You might be able to see this time around Darbian get a quicker kill. Unfortunately, he was going a bit slowly the first time around. So if he's able to platform well here, he'll be able to kind of move the boss between cycles very quickly. Okay, there you go. That was a lot quicker than last time. And so then in phase 3, the boss starts to rotate the platforms very quickly. And so the whole strategy approaching into this boss is to position yourself so that you're able to jump as much as possible and just keep that water flow onto the boss and deal consistent damage. Because if you mess that up at all, the boss can kind of go backwards through his phases and really start to mess with your head. We'll see if Josh is able to do that on the boss as well. In the meantime, we are heading into stage 4 here, or world 4 here, to get the last of the costumes, the grapple suit. This is not that useful for dealing damage. All you can really do with it is grab enemies and throw them back like you can with normal Mickey. But this world in particular is set up for a lot of use of the grappling hook so that you can traverse the grapples well. All right, so very good there. Josh does get a pretty solid kill on the boss. One small intricacy for the grapple costume, you do want to hook as closely to the ceiling as possible. But in the meantime, Darbian is going to be doing one of the hardest levels in the game here. He takes the lower route along this level so he doesn't have to navigate through kind of slower platforms. And he's going to be grappling very, very carefully at precise points so that these gusts just barely miss him. If any of those gusts hit him when he's not attached to the ceiling, they'll just instant kill him to the pit below. But he's able to get through that safely. You are supposed to beat this boss with the grappling hook because when the boss swoops in at you, you're supposed to just hook onto the hooks like that. But if you just are another costume and you just kind of wait by the side, then you don't need it, and you're able to do use the magician on him. So now I'm watching Josh. Let's see if he's able to get the beats 4-2 smoothly as well. Again, these gusts are very, very dangerous, and one false move can just instantly kill you and make you have to do the entire level again. That was a close one, but he got it. And that was it. So well done to Josh as well.
Nice job.
World 5 is a very, very fast world, the fastest world by far in the game. It's really just kind of a couple quick platforming sections where you use these kind of ice cubes on the slopes as much as possible to make use of their faster movement. You kind of, in a speedrun, you pick and choose which of these ice cubes you land on, but most of them are beneficial. And some of them are so quick, in fact, that you're able to push yourself way to the edge of the screen. All right, very nice to Josh as well. He got the kill on the boss as well, so good stuff. So one more level before the World 5 boss for Darbian. And again, it's just a very quick level as well. The boss itself, once we get into 5-3, is a fixed pattern, so there's no luck to him, but he can still be a little bit difficult. And especially if you mess up, you'll need to deal with an extra cycle here or there. So what this boss does is he kind of slopes along the bottom of the screen, going from side to side, but his hitbox on his head is so strange that it's very easy to accidentally either miss a shot or miss a jump, and again, just kind of need to deal with an extra cycle or two. But for the most part, it's a simple Josh and a simple pause, and Darbian's able to take him out with Josh right behind him, heading into 5-2. Heading into World 6, we won't be seeing any more costumes, like I said, but in World 6, we'll be seeing a lot of very intense platforming. 6-1 and 6-3 are kind of laid out in a maze way, where on a first playthrough, it may take some time for you to find the right way to go, and there's even more than one way to head through the world correctly. So obviously these guys, being adept speedrunners, know the fastest way to go through, and will be taking any shortcut that they can. We're going to be seeing a arrow block starting in this world, which once you throw it as Mickey, rather than just kind of being thrown like normal blocks, they'll actually serve as a platform for you and fly upwards into the air. Josh finishes the boss. So I'm just watching Darbian here as he navigates through this level. 6-1 isn't too bad. I do want to talk about 6-2 though. You're supposed to, there are these carpets throughout 6-2, and you're supposed to use the magician to turn on these carpets and slowly float your way down all the way to the end. But if Darbian's able to get this, he's going to take damage off of an enemy, use that damage abuse for the spikes, and before it wears out, makes it into the end of 6-2.
Most generous iframes in gaming.
Yeah. And that's exactly what Josh will be aiming to do as well. One small note there, Darbian did grab a block as he was falling. That wasn't just for the fun of it or even to speed anything up in that stage, but rather to manipulate Pete, which again is 2 stages in front of where he is right now. So Darbian now is switching to the firefighter so that he can manipulate these blocks so that he can use them as platforms. And this is required. Notice that every costume change is a small time loss, so it's important for them to route out their choices effectively. So let's see if Josh here is able to get the skip as well as Darbian heads into the final boss of the game. Grabs the block, hits the... Oh! He is gonna be able to make this, so let's just make sure. Let's just make sure. But he does make it, so well done to Josh. That was a close one, but he did make it. So this is the final boss of the game. Darbian does have 1 health, so there's still possible that something might go awry. Darbian is going to be, again, he did a couple manipulations throughout this world to try and get Pete to cast as little as possible, because when he casts, he's immune to your own attacks. So Darbian is charging up his magic as much as he can. He's going to need a quick little ammo refill here off these torches, and then he's going to just finish off Pete as soon as he can.
going to be real. Let's see. It's coming up.
Time.
And that's time. Well done, Darbian.
Okay.
Josh, do we have a time there? Cool. Congrats, Darbian. And
Thank you.
Josh is now coming up on the final boss, Pete, here as well. Let's see how he does. So they're aiming to kind of do a lot of front load damage with a fully charged shot, followed up with several uncharged shots, again, which do 16 for charged and 4 for uncharged. And it's really just kind of, whenever he's invulnerable, you charge up so you can, again, get that full front load damage and do as much damage as possible. If you do run out of magic there, just either by mistake or you just, weren't watching your magic properly, it can be a bit messy to get a refill, but that won't happen here. Oh, there is a death, unfortunately. And Pete was good in pink, so he was really low on health. You can damage Pete with the Fireman Suit, but again, the Fireman Suit only does 1 damage per hit. And just like the Magician Suit, you can, for Pete, only get 2 hits in per jump. So it's a choice of 2 Fireman hits equating to 2 damage, or 2 uncharged shots equating to 8 damage. So obviously the Magician is the way to go here. As Pete gets low on health, he changes attacks from lightning-ish things to the fire-based attacks from the ground, or it can still summon these and give you an ammo refill. If you run out of both magic and Fireman Suit, I assume you just have to take a death, huh, Darbian?
There is a way to get magic. Oh yeah, if you run out of both.
Yeah, both. So Pete's got to be low on health here, but he's really doing everything he can, pulling out all the stops, summoning fire with these torches still there as well. Oh! You got this, Josh.
Pluto still needs you.
Yeah, Pluto still needs you. You can see Darbian here. Well, it's scrolling off now, but was that the story of this game, to rescue Pluto?
Something like that.
There are 3 games in the Magical Quest series. This is the first, and in my opinion, the best. 2 is a really good game as well. All 3 for the SNES, although the 3rd is only on the Japanese, only on the Super Famicom and the Game Boy Advance. But all 3 of them are solid playthroughs. One more thing I did want to note about this is, as I mentioned, that luck manipulation we were going over is a very fresh thing. If you want to if you're looking for a game where it's a good time to just kind of get into the game and start helping out with strats and routing, this is a great game for it. Oh, he does finish. Nice job.
Good race.
The final time? 21 even? Very cool. Congrats to the runners. One more round of applause, please. And again, just to finish my thought from earlier, if you're looking for a speedrun, if you're watching and thinking kind of how do I get into this, try out Magical Quest. It's a really cool run, and now would be a great time so that you can really contribute to the strategies and find some nice luck manipulation to help these runners out and help yourself out as you get into it. So cool stuff. And what do we got next? Is it Lion King? Aladdin coming up next.
King.
Really cool. Aladdin, Lion King, and then Goof Troop. So this Disney block is just getting started. Really fun games, and I hope you guys are having fun.
All right, while we're setting up, here's a few donation comments. We have $100 from Ben C94. Great show as always, guys. Keep up the good work for an amazing cause. Hoping the audience gets involved in the Kingdom Hearts sing-along. I know I will at home. Keep going fast and saving lives, both human and animal. We have a $20 donation from Chris Langston. Hello, AGDQ. It's great to see another awesome year of donations and speedruns. Good luck to all the runners, and here's to Happy New Year for everyone. P.S. Save the animals! We have a $25 donation from Sis B. Thank you, Kingdom Hearts speedrunners, from your fans in Alaska. You rock. We have a $25 donation from Arcademic. A great show for a great cause. Thanks to everyone involved and good luck to the runners. We have a $500 donation from JSP, who only says winky face. We have a $50 donation from Karma Jolt. Don't tell my boss I'm watching. In all seriousness, you guys are doing some amazing things, and I don't just mean the part where you just push the buttons and stuff. Truly inspiring. Here's my money. We have an anonymous $21 donation. AGDQ happens to be on my birthday every year. I've decided to match my donation with my age. We have a $50 donation from Judge Shred, who simply says, "Wimmy wham wham wuzzle." It's complete gibberish, but I appreciate the donation.